is one of the best to ever lace them up in the National Football League. Joining me here once again on the program, but for the first time as the official Rich Eisen Show ESPY red carpet correspondent, as he was so kind to be last night. Good to see you again, Terrell Owens.
Thanks for having me.
How was it? How was the experience?
It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it. Kind of being on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of. And, yeah, I mean, it was a little warm, but it was manageable.
Part of the paparazzi last night.
Yeah. Everybody was asking me had I crossed sides.
And what? Right. And what did you say? You said.
I said not just yet.
Not just yet.
Not just yet.
Okay. And so, who did you? You spoke to Ronda Rousey, right?
I did.
Okay. What was that like for you?
Man, I was mesmerized. I was hoping I didn't say anything wrong, and she clocked me right on the spot.
Right.
But no, she had a little short. It was a short stint, with her. But yeah, she's an amazing athlete.
Right. And she won a couple of awards
she
last
won,
night.
Best fighter.
Well, she won best fighter over. You heard what you said about Floyd, right? Did you hear what you said?
No,
about
I
Floyd?
didn't.
Do we have that soundbite?
I didn't.
Do we have that soundbite of what Ronda Rousey had? Because she wins the best fighter award, and she gets it on the red carpet. I guess either before or after. Was she holding an award when she was
I
talking to you?
did see her come through the red carpet, and they had an ESPY already. So.
Okay, yeah. So that was what it was. She had already received a best fighter award that was given out before, and she beat Floyd Mayweather to do that. And this is her response. Take a watch.
Wow. Well, I can't help but really say that I wonder how Floyd feels being beat by a woman for once. Wow. I'd like to see her pretend to not know who I am now.
Wow. Wow.
How about that game?
Oh my gosh. I'm sure there will be a response.
There might be, but I mean, you got to respect that sort of game right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, for her to do what she's done, I mean, it's an amazing feat. I mean.
And so, who did you want to interview on the red carpet that unfortunately didn't come by our spot, Tio?
There was a lot. I mean, like guys like LeBron, I wanted to get him on the carpet. Mm-hmm. Obviously, a lot of those guys, they kind of just showed up and went straight into the venue. Mm-hmm. Andre Iguodala, he kind of dodged me a little bit.
What do you mean?
He gave me a stiff arm. He was just too cool for school.
What's that all about?
I don't know. No, I gave him a little stuff about it.
You've got more Philadelphia time in than he did, right?
No,
How long? You were with the Eagles longer than he was with the Sixers.
No,
right?
he was with the Sixers for a while.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was there
Long
8-9 years.
Okay.
I got on to him a little bit, back. He's like, man, I didn't see you. He's like, my people were having me going this way, that way, or whatever.
He blamed it on his people.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, I said, you were standing there kind of just looking around. And then he's like, no, my bad.
Wow.
But, that's how
you
it
win
is.
one Finals MVP.
Right, I mean, that's how it is, You win a Finals MVP over, a guy that could have been the MVP in Steph Curry, then,
But Draymond Green explained why he dogged him, though.
What?
He said Iguodala's a big Niners fan, and when T.O. left,
he
said he was hurt.
Yeah, but he's switched teams, though. Iguodala, he's
Sure,
got to know.
a grudge, though.
A grudge. See, now you know what it's like to be part of the paparazzi, Tio.
Man,
you know what I mean? Like
that wasn't a good feeling.
That can't.
That wasn't a good feeling. That almost did something to my ego. But then I had to really kind of just, check myself. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. You just.
I didn't get a response. I'm like, dude, I'm T.O. What are you doing?
Yeah. Exactly.
I kind of felt it felt bad to say. Andre, I got no response. And then he was like, literally, like, it was almost like because I do that sometimes when I hear people call my name and I'm just like,
yeah.
I hear it, but I don't hear it.
Right.
That's what he gave me. And I didn't really like that.
Well, it's not just that, Terrell. It's also, you were holding the Rich Eisen Show mic flag.
I don't think that was the case.
You're not the only one here who loves him. I love some me also.
Okay.
And if he's going to say Andre Iguodala, I'm addressing camera for the radio audience right now. Andre Iguodala, look, we're all excited that you're the MVP, Finals MVP, but that's Terrell Owens over there. He has almost 16,000 receiving yards, second most all time. And I'm Rich Eisen of the Rich Eisen Show.
You are, yeah.
And together, we are not to be blown off on the red carpet.
No, we're the dynamic duo, not blow both of us off.
Am I your quarterback? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. You're my quarterback, Rich. I don't think there will be any tears, but you're my quarterback right now. There won't be any tears, but
Hey,
you're my quarterback.
I've got your cereal from Buffalo right over there.
Oh my gosh, that's a throwback.
Yeah, I've got your cereal right here.
Okay, you got the cereal ready. You got the popcorn ready.
I do.
What's next?
I don't know. Your clothing line.
Yeah, that's going to be ready too here pretty soon.
Okay. I'm a size large for the zip-up sleeveless polka dot hoodie, as you know.
And we're going to do a fashion show right here.
Okay. And in the meantime, stay right there if you don't mind. I want to talk to you about the ESPY Awards show itself.
Okay, let's do
And
it.
then for a television-only segment, you'll be the fashion police force as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Terrell Owens, at Terrell Owens on Twitter, fresh off the ESPY's red carpet, back in just 60 ticks of the clock. I noticed there are still a lot of phone calls. We'll get to as many of them as we can in a moment. Terrell Owens here in person, in studio, after hanging at the ESPYs last night. So what did you think of the award show itself last night?
It's been a while since I've been, probably like 4 or 5 years, but yeah, I mean, I think it was a great show. I mean, Joel McHale, he did his thing. I think a lot of the jokes kind of went over a lot of people's head, even mine. Mm-hmm. But it was fun.
Which one do you think?
I mean, there was a number of them I just didn't catch.
You didn't catch him.
I mean, I'm really good with catching things, but I didn't catch some of those jokes.
The one where he said that Ronda Rousey's knocked out more women than Bill Cosby. We got that one.
that
one we got. That
Yeah.
one was wow.
Yeah.
That was something else.
I think that was that was the best one of the night.
That was
I think.
that was part of his monologue. And then they had like a 30 for 30 based on how bad his monologue was. That was funny too. But I'm just wondering, what is it like being an A-list, high-profile athlete being made fun of by a comedian? Because it seems to me the sense of humor level that athletes have about themselves isn't very large. It's
yeah,
not
but I
very
think
large.
you have to be confident in yourself, and really you have to realize that it comes with the territory. You subject yourself to, I mean, just being in the limelight, a lot of criticism. So anything that you may do, I mean, for myself, I mean, now you have social media with Instagram, Twitter, and you got the memes, and, you know, you think about all the things that I did, you know, the crying, the pictures, you know, I did the thing about the quarterback, you know, crying for Tony, and, you know, all those things kind of pop up, you know, on the internet. So it's one of those things you just got to take it with a grain of salt. You know, you subject it to that type of, you know, criticism. Some guys with the comedy, I mean, they can be a little harsh.
Yeah.
You know, but you just got to take it. You know, you just got to laugh it off.
And what about, though, that some of the people in that room have been trolled is the word by some people on ESPN, actually on ESPN, and then they show up at an ESPN
Right,
event.
exactly.
Is there any, and again, because you're a perfect example.
Yeah,
a perfect example.
I've been ticked off a few times of, you know, some of the commentary.
But you're able to put it aside to say that that's one part of this conglomerate. I'm going to come to the award show anyway.
Yeah, and sometimes there's been a couple of times where, you know, some guys that has worked for ESPN that have been overly critical, really just not knowing all the facts, and really just trying to assess my character and my personality, and really, I think it tarnished a little bit of my image, you know, considering they knew nothing about me, and I've confronted a couple of them, you know, and you know that's just
how
me.
did that go? What did some of these folks
Well,
say?
I know one gentleman. I don't know if I should say his name, but I know
Does
one.
his name rhyme with A-list?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. I mean, Skip. I mean, Skip is Skip. I mean, he's an idiot. I mean, again, I mean, sometimes I literally was kind of like, I was a good target
Yeah.
for him, and sometimes I think he just needed to say my name just to make himself seem somewhat relevant. But you know, again, for an athlete to be in that position, I think it really hurts the family more so than the person himself or herself.
Sure.
But yeah, the person that I confronted, you know, I don't know if he definitely didn't expect it. But I didn't really like what he had to say, and I confronted him, and it was it was like some years ago. It was in Tampa. It was at a party, and he was at this event, and I rolled up on him, and he had some wine in his hand. And once I approached him, I think he kind of got nervous, so he started, doing this wine like this, and it spilled out of his out of his glass. But yeah, I mean, I approached the person. I just told him I didn't appreciate what he had to say, and it was, the information that he was putting out there was inaccurate, and I didn't like it.
I'm trying to think of all the wine drinkers at ESPN that I know of. Going through, was it white or red? Was it a Cabernet?
It was red.
Okay.
It was red because my buddy that was with me, he even know he's like, dude, he was nervous.
Did he listen to you, and did he kind of accept what you were saying, and then
No, he heard what I had to say.
Did he continue to say things on air on a negative light, or was he now enlightened and informed?
No, I kind of subsided a little bit, but I mean, it wasn't, like I said, I wasn't trying to threaten him or anything.
Sure.
Just, for me, it was just, I didn't like what he had to say because it was almost like personal. It was more personal than anything. I understand that people have to be objective and subjective with their jobs, but I think it seemed a little bit more personal than anything. And that's the one thing about being an athlete and playing a sport. And for myself, I did a lot of things that a lot of people misconstrued as arrogance. And for me, I was a very confident person on the football field. That was my passion. That's what I exuded. And I've made the comparison, to a number of guys that are still playing now. It's like, how can you view their passion different than mine? And it's pretty much the same thing.
Right.
It just depending on the person and, the likability of those two individuals.
And you've gone on and you're fine as an individual, and
Yeah.
Rush Limbaugh's done just fine himself.
Right.
I'm gonna just start throwing names that work for ESPN.
The thing is, considering what people thought was bad in the league,
Yeah.
it pales in comparison to what's going on the last 5 to 10 years.
In terms of what? What do you mean?
In terms of things that, guys are doing off the field or, in terms of their character, things of that nature. I mean, what I did, people viewed as bad for the game. Like I celebrated, my passion. If you don't have a mic on a microphone, or you don't have access to what's being said on the field, everybody's going off my gestures, my mannerisms.
Well, everybody's saying that about Dez too.
Yeah,
Basically,
but their teammates have come out and supported him in that too.
But did any point in time when you were on the sideline think to myself, maybe I do tone it down just a little bit because I know the camera's on me and going to take something out of context?
Well, I did. I've only done that maybe once or twice. And I can remember one time vividly was when we played the St. Louis Rams, and it was Greg Knapp. That was that incident. And I was really, I was going off on that because I felt like I wasn't being involved in the offense as I should. And I think a lot of that was, it boiled up because I had my teammates on the sideline telling me, like, dude, tell him to get you the ball. I even had coaches like, why aren't you getting the ball? So it was just a series of games that it just came to a boiling point. So I'm like, dude, everybody else recognizes it. You're the offensive coordinator. Make it a point.
So here we are in mid-July. I'm with Terrell Owens. Would you, let's just put it this way, would you, if getting a phone call, somebody saying, we need some help at receiver in training camp, would you go ahead and do that?
Ready to line up, Rich.
Uh-huh.
I'm
You're
ready.
standing up.
Ready to
You're ready
line
to go.
up. I'm always ready, Rich. Come on.
But you are 1 year away from being eligible to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Teal.
Somebody asked me about that last night. I was talking to Aaron Rodgers last night.
Okay.
And one of he had I don't know if his business partner or a good friend, and everybody kept like, dude, you look like you're in great shape. Like you can play. I'm like, yes, not a question that I can play, but I'm like, that's really not the issue. People factor in my age, but I'm not the normal 40-year-old or 41-year-old. I know that I could still be playing now, given the opportunity. But, people bring up the Hall of Fame. Like, I told Aaron last night, I'm like, dude, I never played this game to go into the Hall of Fame. As I told you, I think the last time, I never even imagined playing beyond the collegiate level. So to have accomplished some of the things that I've done in the football field and be second or third behind the greatest of all time, dude, that's, in my mind, it's remarkable, especially for kids, because I know when I was 13, 14, and 15-year-olds, I was skinny. Like Chef Curry said last night, I'm 6'1", whatever, 180 pounds soaking wet. That's how I was coming out of high school. So I did whatever I could to get bigger, faster, and stronger because my peers around me were so much better than I was. And I wasn't fast, I wasn't strong, but I did whatever I could to fit in, to get some playing time because my body hadn't developed yet.
But if you want to make a point to somebody, not that that's why you played as well,
Right.
that you could be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is something that not even people who are in the Hall of Fame, everyone can say. And that moment can come for you next year. You're willing to put that 6, maybe 7 years down the road just to get a few snaps in the 2015 season?
But it doesn't, I can't wrap my head around the whole process because it really literally doesn't mean that much to me. Like I understand what I've done on the field and probably it's well deserving of that, but again, I'm being honest, it really doesn't bother me, whether I get in or not. And I know a lot of people have had this conversation like, dude, stop saying that. I guess from a standpoint of, a legacy or, what my kids can really see what I've done, the body of work, and appreciate it, then yeah, and my family. But me personally, it really doesn't do anything for me because I never played the game for that. I played it because I was competitive. I played it to the point to where I realized my talents and I became pretty good at it. And so that was my motivation. I wanted to win at all costs. You know what I mean? When I got to play with Jerry Rice and I saw what he was able to do with the quarterbacks and the team that he played with, I really wanted to take that to another level. I couldn't be Jerry, but there are some elements to his game along with the physical makeup of my body that I put in my repertoire. You know what I mean? And I tried to be the best that I could be, taking a little bit from Jerry's toolbox.
Yep. And it's not your fault that you had 20 catches on Jerry Rice Day. That's Steve Mariucci's fault.
But people blame me for that, too.
Don't worry, we give Mooch grief for that all the time. Thanks for coming in here, T.O., and thanks for doing that, the correspondence stuff. You are welcome, like I told you, anytime. Please come back anytime.
Absolutely,
okay?
I enjoyed it. I'm
Excellent.
enjoying it. It's over already?
Well, I'm not yet. For the TV audience, you're going to go through the Fashion Police.
Oh, cool. Let's do it.
All right, Terrell Owens is going to stick around for the TV audience. Don't you go anywhere. We're back with more here on The Rich Eisen Show. Welcome back to The Rich Eisen Show. I want to thank my guests today, Ian Rappaport, Pat Forty, Rich Lerner of the NFL Media Group, Yahoo Sports and Golf Channel, respectively. And good to see you, T.O. I wanted you to stick around and finish the show.
Hey,
Thanks
I'm
for doing
here.
that. Let's take phone lines are lit. Real quick, Jeremy in Arizona, you're on The Rich Eisen Show. Jeremy?
Hey, Rich?
Yeah, Jeremy, I've got about 2 minutes, so fire your question to T.O.
No worries. Hey, T.O., I'm a big fan, huge fan. You're a great player. Hey, I just thought it's funny. No one's brought it up in a while, but remember your dance in Dallas on the Dallas Star after Emmett scored his touchdown? He got to the
he
center.
remembers. Yeah.
I just think about, in the past, you had your gimmicks, your games, how everyone has fun with each other. How do you feel about that now?
Yeah. Jeremy, thank you for the call. The T.O. star moment.
Yeah, I'd probably do it again.
Well, we have our answer there. Seth in California, you're on The Rich Eisen Show. Seth?
Hey, Rich, my mom met T.O. at the dry cleaner a few years ago in West L.A., and she said he was the most nice and considerate person. T.O., my mom knows nothing about football, hasn't been to a game since about 1962. I'm just telling you, she is your biggest fan. And, Rich,
Yes.
I know you, by the way. I was at your book signing like a few years ago in Beverly Hills.
But there we go. And I've been to the same dry cleaner as T.O., so it's the circle of life.
Oh, I
There you go.
appreciate it. Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
man.
thanks for the call, Seth.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tell your mom I said hello.
See, you never know when you go to the dry
Are
cleaner.
you a
where you're gonna
starch
run
guy,
into.
T.O., or no?
Yeah, what do you...
No, I don't. No,
No
I'm not a
starch, right?
guy, no.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
can't have any of that.
Can't go starch at the dry cleaners.
Can't have that. That's what you say, Chris Law? Like you go to the dry cleaners? I haven't seen you go button down in quite some time.
I was buttoned down yesterday.
Were you?
I'm buttoned down 2 days a week. I go, 2 days a week.
RichEisenShow.com, you want to finish the poll question? Speed to the field?
Who you got in the Open Championship? Spieth to the field, 56%. Jordan Spieth.
And Dustin Johnson still leading? Because I haven't checked the leaderboard in the last minute or two here with Terrell Owens on the program.
7 under. Dustin
7 under
Johnson.
par. Who's on tomorrow's show?
We got the lovely and talented comedian Whitney Cummings coming in studio.
Right in studio.
And we're doing some efforting on some other fronts. T.O., what are you doing tomorrow, pal? Come back? No.
Hey, let me know.
He's got some popcorn ready. Well, good.
Always keep it ready.
Thank you for coming in, T.O.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and people know your number if they want you to line up.
Absolutely.
This fall.
I'm starting to become a regular on the Rich Eisen show.
I like it. Be careful. Andre Iguodala will start blowing you off more.
Yeah, I know.
What is his malfunction, man?
I don't know.
We need to work on this.
Yeah, it's all right.
We can't have that sort of behavior.
Come on, Andre.
Yeah.
Blow me off like that.
Don't you know who he is?
Yeah, I'm T.O., bro.
Don't you know who this show is? We love us some us. You blow off T.O., you blow me off, and I'm his quarterback. Right?
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thanks
my
for coming in.
quarterback. You blow us off, that's really not fair.
Do it one more time.
It's unfair. You blow us off. Totally unfair.
Who am I, T.O.?
It's my quarterback.
I'm Alpha Club.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.